What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Orktober. That's right, guys, this is the month where we focus on the orcs of Warhammer 40K, just how brutally cunning and cunningly brutal they can be. And one such orc that is this powerful is none other than Tuska Demonkilla. So let's go ahead and see just how Tuska Demonkilla got his name way back during the 4th edition Orc Codex. So without further ado, let's dive right in. The orcs had fought endlessly for what seemed like forever, but the true test of Tuska's might was yet to come. Making planetfall upon a world the color of flesh blood, the orcs splashed through a thick gruel of gore in search of an enemy. None came forth, but what was left of Tuska's warband waded through the lights of battle that they could see on the horizon, but came no closer. Perhaps Tuska's wall would have ended there had he not fired his shooter at the ground in frustration. The planet's crust, textured like fresh meat below the blood slicks, flinched at Tuska's outburst. It was all the sign that the orcs needed. At Tuska's command, they began slicing, chopping, and firing at the surface of the blood world itself. The crimson-black skies above began to resound with an angry roar. The planet was soon to show its displeasure in a far deadlier way. Forming out of the blood slicks were jagged beasts of sinew and rage, clothed only in fitting wisps of murderous intent. The demon things charged screaming into the ranks of the orcs, and the greenskins lost more and more of their number. They realized they had finally met their match. Great Boss Tuska was undaunted, and lay about himself with Powerclaw and Choppa. Without warning, the ground below Tuska's feet split open, and something huge and terrible pulled itself out from the beating heart of the planet. Though Tuska did not know it, he had attracted the attention of the Blood Prince, a lord of the world on which the orcs had trespassed. It smiled at the greenskin before it, revealing a mouthful of fangs that would have made a bad moon jealous. Maw open impossibly wide, the demon charged. The warlord and the blood thing dueled for hours, but it soon became plain that the demon was only toying with Tuska. The boys had been decimated, and Tuska was bleeding from dozens of deep wounds. Eventually Tuska was impaled through the gut by his adversary and pinned to the ground by a cloven hoof. In triumph, the Blood Prince screamed its praise to Khorne, but whilst it was distracted, the warband's remaining weird boy unleashed a storm of psychic energy upon the demon. It roared in rage at their impudence, crushing their minds with a gesture. With his final act, Tuska reached up between the creature's legs, and with his power claw, made a gesture of his own. But Tuska's story did not end there. With every new dawn upon the blood world, Tuska and his orcs find themselves whole again. They fight their way across the gory swamps in an eternal cycle of battle and death, puppets of the Lord of Battles, until the end of time. In many ways, Tuska had come home. Told yer, I knew where the best fighting was. And that is just one instance of just how amazing this story is between Khorne and Tuska Demonkilla. So basically they're stuck in this endless loop a la Groundhog Day, where they just keep on fighting against the Descendants of Khorne, be it Bloodletter, Bloodthirster, Demon Prince, anything like that. The orcs are essentially being used as training dummies for the demons of chaos in order for them to get stronger. However, the orcs always end up coming back to life after they die, so this really is an endless training day for both the orcs and the chaos demons of Khorne. Now here is another battle that I think is pretty hilarious, even more so than the one that I just read, that the demon got his balls cut off by Tuska Demonkilla. So anyway, let's continue to dive in. Deep within the realm of Khorne, where rivers run with blood and the skies burn with rage, a burning hulk of rusted metal crashes into the demon world. An orc rock, spewing black smoke and madness. With a deafening boom, it slams into the ground, flinging brass shards for miles. Out of the crater, green-skinned monsters pour forth, roaring with joy. Gunfire rattles, buzzsaws scream, and war cries shake the air. At their head stands Tuska Demonkilla, claws crackling with power. His single eyes glows with the madness of 1,000 battles. He raises his claws to the sky. Oi, you lot, Dis world's got a plenty skulls. Let's have 'em. And the wall surges forward. The demonic horde responds from the horizon of blood and brass. The legions of Khorne have answered. Bloodletters march in tight ranks, snarling, each carrying a wicked hellblade glowing with warp heat. Fleshhounds bound on all fours, chains and muscle and fury. Skull cannons emerge from blood rivers, launching flaming skulls the size of an orc head into the green tide. A wall of juggernauts stampede forward, demon steeds snorting fire, ridden by monstrous blood crushers. And above it all, wings outstretched like a storm cloud of rage, a Bloodthirster, its twin axes already soaked with ichor from battles beyond reason, awaits. The orc horde smashes into the bloodletters like a freight train made of steel and meat. Choppas clash with hellblades, and the air is filled with roars, shrieks, and wet, meaty impacts. Boys swing crude axes, chopping down demons only to be cleaved apart in turn. Knobs duel the blood crushers in brutal melee, mega armor clashing with demonic brass. And weird boys scream wall energy into the sky as green lightning crackles and disintegrates lines of fleshhounds. Tuska is in the thick of it. He charges into a pack of bloodletters, claws spinning, ripping some in half, kicking another, and laughing as blood sprays all across his face. "Ha! This is the good stuff," he says. And suddenly, the battlefield goes eerily quiet. All eyes turn upward, as from the scorched heavens, the Bloodthirster descends like a comet of hatred. It lands with an earth-shaking crash, sending orcs flying like debris. It stands 3 times Tuska's height, horns curved like blades, muscles bulging with warp rage, its weapons dripping with soul ichor. The two lock eyes, and for a heartbeat, there is silence. Then Tuska roars, "Come on then, you big flaming git!" The Bloodthirster swings its axe first, descending like an executioner's blade. Tuska barely sidesteps, claws raised, and sparks flying as he catches the blow. He retaliates in turn, slamming both claws into the demon's chest, warp blood splashing and sizzling as it hits the ground. The demon bellows as it kicks Tuska back, sending him skidding across the battlefield. But Tuska simply gets up, laughing. The fight is monumental. The demon breathes warp flame, but Tuska charges through it. He emerges, steam flowing out of the orc, but the demon is no longer there. The Bloodthirster descends from the sky and lifts him into the air as well. Tuska's claws at its face, tearing out an eye in the process. The demons and the orcs have stopped fighting, encircling the duel in silent awe. The world shakes, and Tuska lands a massive blow, severing one of the demon's hands. The creature howls and impales him with a barbed chain axe, but instead of dying, Tuska spits blood in its face. "Dat all you got?" And he detonates a cluster of stick bombs at point-blank range. The explosion is massive, and both combatants are hurled backward, broken, bleeding, twitching. Orcs cheer and demons scream. The Bloodthirster tries to rise, but Tuska crawls, one claw barely functional, dragging himself across the ground, and with a final scream of "Wah!" he drives it into the demon's necks. "I'm the best. I killed him. Me. Now who's next?" The world then begins to spin, as he realizes that his head is no longer attached to his body. He sees the Bloodthirster rise as blood pours from his neck wound. With a smile, Tuska's body lands a thunderous punch, sending the demon's head reeling. "Guess we both equals then," as his vision fades to black. And there you have it, guys, another interesting rendition of the fight that goes on between the orcs and Chaos. And here we see that at the end of the fight, both combatants were beheaded, and yet the orc body was still able to move on its own, albeit for a short time. That just shows you how tough and resilient orcs can be. I mean, look at Gaskell. He was literally beheaded by Ragnar, and they just stapled his head back on, and he came back to life. Now, is that the Prophet of the Wall getting blessed by Gork and Mork? Perhaps. But here we see the instance of Khorne just having a fun time making his general stronger by having them fight over and over and over again against Tuska Demonkilla. But that's all I got for today, guys. This whole month is dedicated to the orcs, so be sure to stay subscribed for more orky goodness. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you then. Peace.
Oh, if you could put my